Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to everyone who's coming on. Welcome to all my replay viewers. Thanks so much for showing up. If this is your first time with me, welcome. I hope that you are having a great evening. I'm going to flip my camera around now so that I can talk with you guys better. Let's see. Hello, how are you guys? I know I don't normally come on at night. I think I'm going to take off my glasses. That's a lot of glare. And I normally do not wear glasses. I am on late today. Somebody asked, are you on late today? And I am because this morning I had to go do a homeschool co-op thing. I'm going to be teaching homeschool co-op this year in the fall. I'm going to be doing writing classes, if you can imagine, and storytelling. So my kids, they've been public schooled for the last 2 years, but we've always done homeschooling before that. And in order to get into this co-op, it's really helpful to be a teacher because then you kind of get preference on the registration. So I've taught there before, and this morning I had to go and do my curriculum. And honestly, guys, when I got back, my voice hurt so bad. It just, oh my goodness, I could hardly talk. And I was telling Stacy over at Humorous Homemaking that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get on because my voice, I just didn't feel like I could talk loud enough for the camera to even pick me up. So somebody said they're a teacher. That's great. So today I decided to come on. I did Facebook Live a few minutes ago, and I don't know, I kind of had something on my mind, and I wanted to talk about it because I keep seeing this kind of happening. I see this happen with people that I know personally. I'm seeing this maybe in the blogging world or whatever, but I feel like people just are trying to prove themselves, and I think this is a problem. And I'm going to encourage you guys today to stop trying to prove yourself. Just stop it. I feel like there are times when we have this inner negative voice that comes in on us, and then we start maybe attaching it to other people. And so when other people say anything at all that makes it sound as though maybe they're trying to be negative towards us, it just sort of feeds that inner negativity. And all of a sudden we think, well, we got to prove ourselves to everyone. And I think a lot of this is because of just insecurities on our own. And I'm not saying that I haven't ever tried to prove myself to others. I think I have. And I think there's a lot of pressure on us. So as a mom, maybe we were trying to prove ourselves to other moms. Well, look here, I can breastfeed and I can, take my kids to the park and I can do all this. Or maybe you're a woman who's entering the workforce after some time and now you feel like you got to prove yourself to employers. Okay, well, I'm absolutely able to do this job because I know I haven't worked in 8 years or something, but, so much judging, somebody says. Yeah, there's a lot of judging, but I feel like when we take on that mindset that we have to prove ourselves to other people, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to prove them wrong. They don't know about me. I'm going to prove them wrong. When you do that, I think what happens is that maybe you kind of go overboard a little bit with it. Maybe you get a little bit boastful, and maybe to a degree, you start doing and being things that you're just not. When I see people saying, well, I'm going to prove myself to something or to someone or to whatever, I see them make a lot of decisions that I don't think are the right ones for them. And they try, and maybe they feel even worse because they're not proving themselves at first. And I think if you really want to be successful in your life, if you really want to be a good mom or be a good employee or a good whatever it is that you're going to go do, just do it. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Just be the best person you can be. Don't try to be better than that person over there. Don't think that you need to be like that person over there. Stop proving yourself. Just go out and do it. And let the haters hate. Don't even worry about them. Don't do it for the haters. Do it for you. Do it because you love yourself and because you are confident in who you are. Build that confidence. Guys, don't even listen to the haters. All right, if they are actually hating on you, that's on them. Now, I'll tell you, I'm sure there's a lot of people who said a lot of nasty things behind my back, but for the most part, nobody's ever had the guts to come up and say anything to my face. See what I'm saying? So I don't even know what the haters are saying because they are not saying it to me. And if somebody's going to come and say something to me, then we'll address it and we'll deal with it. But sometimes I think that we kind of have these scenarios, maybe in our own minds, that people don't support us or people hate us or whatever, and sometimes it's just not true. And maybe sometimes it is true and it doesn't matter. You still need to do things for yourself. Somebody says they usually don't say it to your face. It's true. Oh, it's true. I know for a fact that people have said a lot of nasty things about me. And you know what? I don't lose any sleep at night over it. I do not care. You know, if they are not willing to come talk to me about it, clearly there is not a problem that I can fix. So I'm not going to try and prove myself to other people. And I've had to really work with myself on this, because I think that I know for me, when I'm trying to prove myself, I go overboard, and probably I come across like maybe a little bit boastful or a little bit prideful or something. And guys, I've had that pressure. You know, I have felt like, well, I've just got to prove myself as somebody that's good. And somebody says they are just gossiping if they aren't willing to talk face to face. It's so true. But online, people have zero filter. I mean, no filter whatsoever. And people will throw all kinds of hate and just don't listen to that. Don't engage in it. Don't listen to it. Like, I've had to unfriend people because they have really said some nasty things to me, and I think, I've seen you in person, you never acted like that to me. So, you know, if you can't say that to me when we're hanging out together, don't put that on my Facebook or talk to me like that through social media or whatever. I'll unfriend them. So, guys, when you are trying to better yourself or trying to do something new, man, I know the insecurities that you're feeling. I mean, we all feel them. We all think, I'm not good enough. We all go through these periods of time where we think, I'm not enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not a good enough mom. Look, I have that battle like all the time. I'm constantly like screaming at my kids thinking, I keep reading all these posts about how you're not supposed to yell at your kids. Yeah, I'm still doing it, or whatever. And I think that we have to definitely make changes, but you should not be making changes because you're trying to prove that you can do it to someone else. I don't think anyone should give that kind of power to someone else over them. So if you're feeling ostracized, if you're feeling like, you know, I got to prove myself to someone, just stop. Just stop. Eliminate their voice as much as you can. Eliminate their voice. And I know that everyone has a different, unique situation, and I'm sure there's somebody who's going to watch this scope who can come to me and say, well, I can't eliminate this voice because it's my spouse, or I can't eliminate this voice because of whatever. And I feel for you because you're in a difficult spot if you are. If your spouse is being negative to you, if your dearest friends are being negative to you, bye. Bye. You're clearly not my dear friend. I don't really think you should be severing your relationship with your spouse because you feel like they don't, you know, are terribly supportive of you, but you don't have to do things to prove it to your spouse either. And I'm being serious about this, because when you have that in your mind, you're allowing other people to control your decisions, whether you realize it or not. You really are. You're doing it because you think, well, I've got to do it because I've got to prove myself to them, and maybe one day they're going to like what I have to do. No, they probably won't. Maybe they will, but if you're going to make changes, guys, do it for you, because when you have the right attitude, the right mindset, and the right motivations, that's when you're successful, and that's when you feel good about yourself, and that's when you actually find out who you are and what works best for you, and you give yourself the freedom to make mistakes, because see, you're not trying to prove yourself to anybody, so whatever, if I made a mistake today, whoop-de-doo. I'm not disappointing anyone else. Maybe I feel a little bit disappointed for my own self because I have those standards for me. Somebody says you should do it for your own convictions. Exactly. I lost 30 pounds about 2.5 years ago. And I think there was a lot of time when I thought, okay, I want to get smaller, I want to lose weight. And I had put on a lot of weight from my baby. I really did. My last child, my third kid, I just packed that weight on. And for a long time, I thought, I've got to get thinner because this is what the media is telling me I got to do. And I'm going to tell you, I was never, ever successful in losing weight when those were my motivations. When I decided, you know what, this is for me, and I want to do this for me, and I want to have a long, healthy life so that I can take care of my children. So I'm going to lose this weight, and I'm going to quit putting it on, and I'm going to get healthy. Do you know what? I was successful then. Not when I was trying to prove myself to everyone else, but when I decided that this was for me and I wanted to do this, then that's it. Somebody says, I'm coming to the realization that I need to be me. It only took 28 years. Well, look, that's the case. Be who you are. Now, I'm not saying that you should never change things, because sometimes being who you are can be maybe wrong. Maybe you do need to make some changes. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to those that are in your life that are truth tellers, that love you and care for you and come to you in truth and love and say, hey, you've got an issue with this. Maybe you should change it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you shouldn't ever change because someone has come to you and shared with you. But you shouldn't change because some random person on the street makes some comment about what you're wearing today, or some hater on Facebook comes on and says, oh, well, you should have been doing this or that. No. Stop trying to prove yourself to others. Just do it for yourself. Do it because you know you need to, because you want to. And this will give you the ability to make mistakes, to try new things, to fail, and to actually just, embrace who you are and figure out who you are. But when you're so busy trying to prove yourself to other people, you end up becoming whatever it is that you think they need you to be so that they can accept you. You see what I'm saying? So guys, that's kind of just was on my heart today. And I know it's not necessarily marriage focused, but if you'd like to see some of the marriage tips I've been giving this week, go to lovehubadventure.com and you can see what I've had on my mind. And if you haven't signed up for my newsletter yet, I really encourage you to do that. I have 2 newsletters. One has free conversation starters when you sign up for it, and the other one has a lot of bedroom games that are free that you can play with your spouse. And I think I have like 8 or 9, and they all have printables and everything else. So, and thank you so much, LaDawn, for coming on and commenting. I appreciate you guys coming on. I love Periscope. I feel like it's pretty casual, and I really enjoy that. So, guys, thanks for joining me, and hopefully I'll be on tomorrow around my normal time because I don't have any engagements in the morning. But thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.